Is Ryan Reynolds already working on another Deadpool project? Was Venom 3 actually good? Are we getting a Midnight Suns movie? Find all this out today on Fundamentals. So we are giving away a Marvel Legends Red Skull autographed by Ross Marquand himself. To enter to win, just have to follow our YouTube channel. The more you comment on our videos, the better your chance of winning is. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will pick a winner and ship it straight to you.
Bingo.
A lot of you that are returning viewers every week have not subscribed to our channel, so hit subscribe right now so you can get notified every time we upload a new video or a show. At the end of this video, we will actually announce our celebrity guest that we had an interview with yesterday, and we will tell you when that episode's going to drop. So stay tuned to the end for that. Oh, so how's everybody doing today?
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
Hanging in there. It's an early Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, y'all
Definitely feels that way.
y'all ready to jump into some Marvel?
Let's get it.
Absolutely.
And right off the bat, since the prime show of the season is in full go, it's one of our top favorite things to talk about. We'll go ahead and start with Agatha.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Episode 7. So I think we get mixed reviews to talk about on this.
Yep.
I think so. It sounds
But
like it.
but real quick, we'll kind of give a quick summary synopsis over this. Agatha, episode 7. Death's Hand in Mind. That is the name of the episode.
Okay.
Yeah, Death's Hand in Mind. So this is actually Lilia's trial, but it starts out first episode, beginning of this episode, where Agatha and Billy are talking on the road, and they come across a castle from like 18th century castle, and
hmm
so it looks pretty cool. They go into the castle. It starts out with just them two, and this trial is on tarot reading. And so they do their tarot reading, and let's be honest, they both don't know what they're doing at all. They do not how to do this, and we find that out really really quick. I think
Yeah. And
Billy.
then
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
Billy's like, I wish that like Lilith was here, man.
Yes.
Like this ain't it.
And it's almost like he spoke her into existence because, bam, there they came actually tumbling through that. And we see Lilia and Jennifer Kale also underneath the Witch's Road. We find out there's actually an opt out. They actually do not have to complete the road if they decide to take it. And we get a little, I don't know if it's actually the true travel like station underneath that we heard Mrs. Hart talk about in the first episode, or if it's just like a
hmm
metaphorical, way out. But yeah, they both decided to finish the road that they needed to help finish the road and everything. And we actually get to see all of the little inserts of Lilia's time jumps throughout the different episodes all come together in this.
Yeah.
And I think it was amazing. I don't know. I loved it. I love seeing it all connect. But
hmm
anyways, they come through the bookshelf, and lo and behold, the tarot queen herself actually is able to perform and do all the card readings properly. Then we have the Salem 7 that is on their tail and start coming in. And so then after the trial is completed, Lilia tells them all to go on, and we see in the tunnel that they go in, it's green. So we know what we're coming to. Uh, Lilia, Rio, or sorry, not Lilia, Rio, death. And so I'm pretty sure that's going to be like our next big last trial is them facing Rio.
Yeah.
But then Lilia closes some steel doors. She now has put everything together and had it kind of gained full control and knows her destiny. And she decides to stay back and fight the Salem 7 and
hmm
takes them all out very quickly. And
Yeah.
then we get to see her fall / ascend to her death. Or we don't see her
hmm
die at the end of the screen, but I think she's dead. And that's how it ends. It was a masterpiece to me. I
Yeah.
really think that when you have time hops like this, and you realize that time's not a constant thing. Like, and she's kind of hopping back and forth all the way back from when she was a girl with her teacher. Uh, I don't think that this is the easiest thing to film, and
hmm
it's not something that's the easiest to follow. But I felt like the way that it was done and the way it was put together, I just felt like it was done really, really well. And it was, I don't know. I truly think that, and I'm not trying to like overhype Agatha up, because it was the lowest budgeted film. It was one that I was ready to see, but wasn't like, oh my god, this is Avengers level, I need to see. But it has been one of the most surprising, and I have fell in love with it every episode. Like, and I tell you what, I truly think this season should get nominated for something in some kind of award
Hmm.
show or something, because the creativity, the not so much CGI and the practical effects, but then the writing and then the music, but then also like this episode to me was just, I don't know, it was so creative and it was such a great follow along. Uh, I enjoyed it. So, what's y'all's thoughts and perceptions on this episode?
I'll let Tate go ahead of me so we can save the controversy for last.
We're here for
Okay.
it.
So there was a couple of things that I really liked about this episode. The fact that they went back and they pieced together of like when she was talking to Alice, and then she was like, don't do it. And then you went back to like the episode prior to that when they were in that like beachside type house where she was
Mhm.
like, don't. And then it went over and said, try to save Agatha. And that's when we remembered that from that, like, what was it, second, maybe third episode? I think it was the third one, where Lilia like just randomly just screams out random shit, and you're like,
Mhm.
does this girl have like Tourette's or something? Like, what's
Yeah.
going on? But then now you get to actually see that it's just like her time hopping and being like, oh, okay, so
Mm.
this is where it like ties in. So I like that. And then when you saw like her falling and what you thought was her falling into the bottom of the road, right?
Right.
We got to see that again, but like her actually falling to like her death because she was like, I'm falling. And
Mm.
then like her teacher's like, yeah, you are falling. And she's like, oh, it's my demise. I'm falling. I'm falling to my death. And they were like, oh, okay, cool. So like we finally figured out like how all of that like tied together.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I really enjoyed was the end credit song that
Mhm.
played because it was Time in a Bottle. So anybody that had seen like X-Men when Quicksilver was like running through the mansion or whatever, wherever the Secret Service guys were in that kitchen,
Mhm.
the Time in the Bottle like song played. So now I'm like, oh my God, are we gonna see like Ralph Boner come back? Or is this just literally because the time was like the hourglass time and it had nothing
Right.
to do with Quicksilver? But I don't know, there's like a piece of me that's like,
Mm.
well, everything has a meaning, and the fact that they played
Right.
this particular song again, and it didn't play like Mr. Sandman or something, that would have
Mhm.
also been like just as like,
Right.
peak for I guess like the
And
end of this.
also Jack Schaefer sit there and like before this Agatha debuted, I think she was asked a couple of times by different interviewers about Ralph Boner, and she's like, actually, I'm not gonna lie. She's like, I forgot all about putting his character in here, even for like a little fun thing, and then we got him. So like, I think it's very possible what you're saying. Like maybe there is a little something, maybe Ralph Boner will find out ain't
Yeah.
truly Ralph Boner, and he's got
Yeah.
another piece of the puzzle that we don't know about.
Mm.
Yeah, when they fall into this castle and you got to see Agatha as Elphaba, or the Green Witch,
Mhm.
and then you got to see Teen Billy as Maleficent. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is
Crazy.
dope. Like, I want to cosplay as Maleficent, but as
Right?
Billy's Maleficent. Like, this is amazing. No
Mm,
wig? Okay, like I can do this. So I can't wait to see like what people do for Halloween this year because
mm,
I already know that some people are like planning on doing the whole like Billy cosplay. Um, so yeah, I like this episode just because it was like the Disney villain princess type thing, except for Glinda, which was the Good Witch, and that was Lilia.
mhm.
But everybody else was like a bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I do think I think, like, I think there's no better timing that they could have pulled this in Marvel too, with Disney owning it
Yeah.
and then like incorporating these. But obviously,
Mhm.
like it was done tastefully. Like it
Yeah.
was, because they hate the idea of stereotypical witches and TV shows and how they're portrayed. So I think it was
Yeah.
great on that, but it also was great homage to Disney. But it wasn't too Disney saturated. They didn't focus
Yeah.
on these characters or their lines or nothing like that. So I thought that
Yeah.
was creative and great as well.
And especially because like we have Wicked coming out in November, right? So
Hmm.
we
Oh
have like
yeah.
it's a month away, literally a month away today,
Yeah.
that we have Wicked coming out. So um kind of saying right now that Alphaba is like a bad witch. Like you guys will see later on like what that means.
Hmm.
She's yeah. So I
Yeah.
have like a
Yeah.
theory also of like Agatha, because if Agatha was playing Alphaba, she had reasons why she became who she has become. So that's all I want to say on that because I don't want to give away like Wicked and everything because I've seen
Right.
it on Broadway. But I think that might tie into this maybe. I don't know.
Nice. Huh.
Anyway,
Interesting.
Deontay, what you
All
got?
right. All right. Well, I will start with a disclaimer. The things I loved about Agatha all along, it's just like for one, it's spooky season, so
Mm.
they're going to pay plenty of homage to anything spooky related, as far as Marvel goes, Disney, all that. So I'm a longtime fan of witch content. One of my favorite TV shows ever is Salem.
Hmm.
I forgot what network it was on, but it's just like it was based on the Salem witch trials. They had Tituba and a couple other. It was a great cast, a really great cast, great story. It was only about 3 or 4 seasons when it ended, and it was just like one of the hottest witch shows to ever be on TV.
Hmm.
Then you got American Horror Stories, my favorite season, which was Coven, and it's nothing but witch goodness. So I got a
Oh
long
yeah.
history with nothing but witch content. Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite childhood movies, and Agatha all along pretty much paid homage to so much of that
Hmm.
throughout this first season, and I just absolutely love it. There is definitely room for improvement.
Yeah.
He said, however,
He's
However,
laying out the path here.
so I don't
what
want
had
people
happened
to.
was,
So y'all know I'm not an Agatha hater. I just want to
Oh
hold
yeah. Yeah.
the
For
TV
sure.
series from the same standard that we held She-Hulk,
Everybody
uh,
else.
yeah, every other
Oh yeah.
show,
WandaVision, yeah.
WandaVision, all these classic Marvel shows. Uh, the episode is pretty much Lilia's backstory, and out of all the 7 episodes that we've gotten so far, in my
Mm.
opinion, Alice Wu's episode was like the hardest they've done so far.
Okay.
Uh, but to be fair, I expected Lilia's episode to be even better than Alice's episode because
Mhm.
Jennifer, they didn't really do much with her. Uh, they got
I think her
poisoned.
stuff is coming more
It needs to be. If not, it should. Because like,
based off of the tarot of her with the like the as the priestess or whatever.
mhm,
Like I feel like there's more about her that's going to come out. Like we got to see a little of the glimpse of it. I'm sorry to cut you
mhm,
off.
Oh, it's all good.
um, in that like third episode, where you got to see the doctor guy
right.
come up to her and like try to like drown her. Like everybody got to see a little of a glimpse for them, but I think that we're gonna get more of her backstory probably this next episode coming up.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's probably how. If they do it well, that's probably going how they're going to end the season because there's 2 episodes left that's coming out
Mm.
this
Yeah.
Thursday. So and there's 2 witches left that we haven't gotten in-depth explanation of. So we haven't done Agatha yet.
Well,
We haven't done Jennifer.
Well,
no, we've done Agatha. Agatha was the Blood Moon, where Alice died.
Uh, but you talking about Alice's backstory?
No, Alice's
Uh,
backstory was in the '70s theme, and then
yeah.
out where Alice died, that was Agatha's trial.
When she like met her mom and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
That was a little.
so the
That was a
only
little
one that we
underwhelming.
don't have left, the only one we have left really is Billy. If they're going to include him with the trial, I don't know if they will or not. But I mean, we have one more trial left, I believe, and so I don't know if it's going to be Billy's, which I think it is maybe because we like Rio. Yeah, she's the Green Witch, but also we see in this she's death. So I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think that she's going to get a trial. Where I think it's just Billy because we see Agatha and Billy like on from the trailer where she has it looks like he's getting memories back or something because she's like hovering his hands around his head and he's like rocking or whatever, and it looks like he's intaking something mentally. So I think
Mm.
we just have one more trial left, and I believe it's going to be Billy's. If I'm
Yeah.
to guess.
So
Okay.
like
Okay.
based off what we got so far in this season, we've gotten a deep dive into Alice Wu's life. We
Mm,
barely scratched the surface of Agatha, but she
mm,
did get her trial, and we barely scratched the surface of Jennifer, and we got her
mm,
trial. She all she had to do was just cook up a potion to counteract like a
mhm.
poisonous wine that they drunk. So we didn't really learn much about her
Right.
outside of that.
Mhm.
And we didn't really learn much about Agatha either. It's just like, oh, her and her mom don't like each other. And then the episode progresses forward into Alice's backstory. And then we jump into Lilia's, which that alone was just like, that was Patty LaPone's opportunity to just have the most badass backstory ever.
Yeah.
And I see the intention. I see the intention. They wanted Lilia to be the most badass witch in the entire coven because she literally solos the Salem Seven this
Mm.
episode. But the order of everything was just a little bit messy in my opinion because it's just
Okay.
like we're jumping from her to as a kid with speaking in Sicilian with her mentor. We
Mm.
jump around to her being as an adult speaking in Sicilian to her mentor, and then we jump around to her and Jennifer being in underground. That so she her memory's gone of the things that she said to Jennifer initially. So we see that part of the timeline
Right.
mixed in there. And then we go back and then we show Lilia when she did say those things to Jennifer, and it's just like
Mhm.
I would have I don't know if I would have handled it that way. Like there's so many things that happen with Lilia where she just says
Mhm.
something. Nobody knows the context and where the hell it came from until like they show it later. And it's just like that's probably like the most needless thing for Lilia to do because if she could see into the future, uh, we all could just like let the characters invest in that. Like when you see the future, what do you mean by that, Lilia? Let's talk about it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And there's just moments where she just like snaps out of her trance and she's just like, what the hell's going on? I don't know what's going on. And
Yeah.
it slows the show down a little bit. It robs Patty LuPone a chance to put on her own all-star performance
Okay.
because I'm a casual in the witch culture. I have no idea what's going on when people read tarot cards.
Mhm.
So that was an opportunity for them to kind of like help casuals learn about tarot. That was missed. I didn't necessarily need that, but that would have been really badass.
I
The
felt like
mentor,
they kind of explained it though, didn't they? As they like laid each card down.
they kind
Yeah, they
of
said the
like
path behind.
they showed the connection between the coven of witches and the cards that you draw,
Uh
and
huh.
it's just like it's like okay, I see the connection between the witches and the
Right.
cards, but I still don't know how to read tarot. So if I go to a tarot shop right now and get my stuff
Mhm.
read, I would not know what the hell is going on.
Well, I do feel like
And
this is like a big fans. Sorry, I feel like
yeah,
it's a big like this is a witch's coven, so like this they're gearing more towards the people who are fans of that because it's not like an introductory into tarot and witches and different stuff. So I think it's just more of a we get the witch trial fans, you get the tarot fans, you get the potion fans, and it's
yeah,
just catering to that where it's more of that than introductory into some of that stuff. I guess is where I know I sound like a freaking fanboy over here trying to stick up for it. So forgive me if I come across that way, but that's just initially like my thought process of like when I watched it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was just as far as creativity goes, like that was just a missed opportunity that could
Yeah.
have made the show so much more informative for us and
Uh-huh.
enjoyable. And it just like we missed out on the opportunity to give Lilia the best backstory. We missed out on the opportunity to teach casuals about like a basic level understanding of what tarots are, and then connect it to the
Mm.
trial itself. That would have been cool. And I really don't know what the hell they were talking about between her and her mentor. Her mentor was kind of just like stop being a bitch, stop being a scary bitch. And it's just like, oh, you don't have to jump back in time for us to can see them having that same conversation over and over. Like one motivational
Mhm.
speech between her and her mentor, and then show Lilia walking into that room like a fucking badass and just twisting them cards, laying them down, and just whooping ass in that trial.
Mm.
Cause like the boss she is, and it's just like where we are right now. I think Alice is still going to be on top for the best backstory out of all the witches because it's just like you got music, curses, demons. Mom
Yeah.
is like a rock star. It's
Mhm.
like, come on. And Lilia could have been right up there with her, but they got a little bit messy in the execution of it. And I might be the only
Okay.
person on the planet that feels this way. So,
I doubt
I
that.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be
Yeah,
others. I
but I mean, like when I was thinking of like the moments of clarity when like Lilia was coming out and like saying those words, it's kind of in my mind I thought of like The Matrix or like Back to the Future when like people go back in time
Mhm.
and they have like or even Inception, right?
yeah.
Where they have those little
Yeah. I
pieces
love
of
Inception.
things of clarity.
Yeah.
Where they come out and they're like, okay, like this is what's going on. And
Mhm.
I feel like yes, she was a kid when she was talking to her mentor, but like if her mentor had just said everything that she had needed to make her like that badass speech to give Lilia like the in depth of what she was looking for, I don't
Yeah.
think Lilia would have caught on and understood unless
Mhm.
she went through all of the different stages and then been like, okay, so I actually am dying here and death is coming for me
Right.
and I got to see Death, and I got to talk to Rio's Death, which was also really cool with the no nose and everything. Um,
Yeah.
Oh, she is so sick
and
looking.
and we got
Real.
to see all of that, and we're like, oh man, like we really knew that she was Death, but like to actually get to see it come to fruition, um, with like how badass she looked was really amazing in my opinion. I'm
Mhm.
not also trying to like fangirl over it, but I mean I did like it.
Yeah.
I've seen so many movies where they kind of like go back in time and at different points in time they come to realizations for certain things and then at the end is when they get to piece it all together like a puzzle piece like
Mhm.
a jigsaw puzzle, right? And you get to see the full picture and that's what I envisioned it as.
Right.
But I promise you, Deontay, you're not the only one that thinks that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have recommended for a remedy for this is how they ordered it. Like start the episode off with Jennifer and Lilia in the tunnel, like
Mhm.
trying to recollect themselves after Billy like threw them in the quicksand or whatever,
Right.
and raise the stakes by of course getting chased by the Salem Seven. And then in the middle of the episode, you focus on Lilia and her mentor leading up to her badass moment of tarot card reading in the witch trial, and then
Mhm.
Yeah.
ended the episode with all of that. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think you're right though that Alice's backstory is going to be the most like amazing one. I mean, the music alone and seeing
Yeah.
them all rock out
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
in their
And that
gear
demon that
and
demon was
yes.
sick.
whew,
Yeah. Yeah. So I do agree with that. That is probably going to be the best one.
Mhm.
But I also did like how all of them have been going. But we are getting on Wednesday. It's on Wednesday on the 30th. They're
mhm,
getting the 2 episode ending.
Finale.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I'm excited for that. I really am.
So me
yeah,
personally, like on the whole deal, like I felt like it was very consistent actually, and it's like I've watched some other YouTubers and stuff and kind of heard different viewpoints because I wanted to get both sides. I mean, like when she says you're not the only one, like you're definitely not the only one. I've already seen some other people who have thought this as well or something similar. But like I just thought it was creative because like you get 3 acts and all 3 acts throughout the show is actually consistent where it starts with present time, then it goes back to her teacher. Then I think it goes back to where you understand her outburst, and then it goes back to her teacher. And then you have those three. You have 3 acts that consistently go that exact pattern through the whole entire show. So I felt that consistency through there, but it worked for me too because like I didn't want all of her spouts be explained at one time or all of her teachers to be at one time. I felt like it was perfectly spaced out and consistent throughout the whole episode, and it helped also give us a lot of good focus on Lilia. But then, I felt like it was a badass episode that did Lilia justice as well. Because also, like, when we've seen her envisioning the fall of her death, she has a super, like, scared look on her face. But then once it all comes full circle to her and she goes through these things with her teacher, and we see her actually fall into her death, or ascending, however you want to call it, since it's flipped upside down, that worried, scared look of her falling is gone. Like, it's peace. She knows she
Hmm.
fulfilled her destiny. She saved them from the Salem 7, and she's lived for hundreds of years. Like, so, like, it was her time. She's fulfilled it, and I thought that was really cool to see that change from her being scared to death of it to being at full peace with it, and knowing what she was meant to do. And then, like, it's just me. Like, so, like, when like a super powerful emotional moment or like surprising moment happens to me in movies, like, I don't know why, but I get chills from head to toe. Like, my body just does it.
Yeah,
And then, like, soon as she like closed those steel doors on them, man, I got chills from head to toe. I'm like, oh God, I know what she's about to do.
I
She's about to
freaking knew
fight
it.
them and sacrifice herself. And I thought that was so powerful and epic as well. But then, we find out that, her coven died from a fever. And there's people online who's like, oh, they're powerful witches. They died from a fever, But then I'm like, man, back in the day, they didn't have modern medicine. It doesn't
Right,
matter what powers you have. It doesn't mean you can be, you know, you cheat death or sickness, and there
right,
was pretty big flu and fever outbreaks way back then. So, it's kind of sad to actually find out from her that that's how her coven died, something out of their hand. And it wasn't even like a big battle or a big nothing. It was something that nature just took its course, and she was the
Hmm.
only one that survived. And I really love the back and forth with her teacher as well, because imagine the patience of that teacher having to train her and deal with her and just learn how to try your best to properly talk to her as she comes back from this time hop thing that she can't control. And like you said earlier, Tay, like, if she wouldn't have said the things that she said at these different times, because it wasn't a repeat of her teacher telling her these things, these were all different conversations, different scenarios of her teacher trying to help her, no matter if she's hundreds of years old, 100 years old, or only 12 years old, or 14, however old she was as a kid. And then to have that come complete full circle as a 14-year-old, but then also it be at the end of your hundreds of year, like, it was just so creative and so great. And I thought it was such a great, I thought it was a great episode for Lilia. I felt like it's just like, man, just like, because you just imagine now that we know this and how she operates, how she's lived her life for hundreds of years. Like, that's not an easy task, or or an easy burden to bear, and try
Hmm.
to, grasp the concept of your life in your mind. So I don't know. I thought it was really, really cool and creative. And I know these aren't easy to film, these time hops, as we've seen through multiple films. We have some we love, we have some we don't, and we have some we're like, what the fuck? But like, I felt like Jack Schaefer did a pretty good job of this. I did, because we got 3 acts, and it was a consistency pattern through all 3 acts, and so I loved it. And that's kind of my take on the time hop scenario and how they displayed it. But
yeah. For me, it
The
was.
last question.
Oh,
oh
No, you go.
yeah,
You
go.
go. You go.
yeah, for me, it was just a major script issue because it's just like you
Mm,
saying something to Lilia to motivate her into getting her to where she's at, but what she
mm-hmm,
said specifically is just like you said. You didn't really say much to her, and it's just
Mm.
like, all
mm,
right, I can forgive that, but then
right.
you come back to this conversation again, then you go back to the tunnel, and you go
Mm-hmm,
back to the mentor, and then you go
right.
back to the tunnel, and then you go back to the it's just a whole lot going on, and it's like I
Yeah.
would have just focused on the mentor in the middle of the episode in Act Two, focus on
Mm-hmm,
the tunnel in Act One, and we would be good. So you could mess up the script and get away with it. But
right. All right.
So the last question I have before we move on to our next topic is: do you
Okay.
guys think that with how this season is going, do you think that there's going to be a spin-off series of the different witches in the coven, like their backstory, and getting to actually know them a little bit more, like
Uh,
back in time,
I
and then
I think it depends. If here's my I don't think they'll go out of their way to do this. I could be wrong, unless they do like a like a special presentation maybe, and they hit all witches backstory in like a 90-minute special or something, like 80-minute special or something like that.
Mhm.
But if they don't do it that way, I don't know if I would answer that until this season's over and we see how their futures are, like if they survive or not.
Mm.
If they survive, if all the witches somehow come back and they survive this season, I think they possibly could do something similar to that, or even just a spin-off series with the backstory of all these witches, where we get one full
Yeah.
episode for Lily and one full episode for Jennifer Kell, and
Yeah.
like maybe like a 5 episode series or something. But
Yeah.
if they don't survive, I'm going to say no, completely, just no. That's my take on that.
Okay. Deontay,
What
what
about
do
you,
you think?
Deontay?
That's pretty fair. Like at first, you do have to have like a high demand for this. Like
Yeah.
I would demand it personally, but I don't know how the rest of Marvel fan base would be about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the coven would not be complete without Agatha. So if we're going to do spin-offs about the other witches, tie them to Agatha and like it's an established connection. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's not a strictly like random character project that they're working on. Because I don't even know if they're comic book characters or not. They're just like additions to Agatha's story.
Yeah, so like I know Alice Wu is, but it's obviously Marvel changes, MCU changes things. Because like
Yeah.
I'm actually reading the 2015 Scarlet Witch run, which is where they actually took most of Agatha's, they took most of source material from this series, and that they incorporated it in Agatha. So Alice Wu's actually a detective that is called the Wu. She prefers to go by, but she's actually under a different alias because she's actually trying to hide that she's a witch from the demon that killed her mom. And she's on a path to try to find the
Mm.
demon that killed her mom and find it before it finds her. And like her guns and her knife that
Okay.
she's a detective with has like a special spell cast on them for killing people. And that also helps her be such a badass detective. It's such a fun series, but as far as I've got so far. But so all of these characters are in these are characters out of Marvel Comics, but they aren't the exact same story that we've gotten from the runs.
Right.
They've been altered.
Yeah, because I don't. This is my first time meeting like Lilia and Jennifer Kale and Mrs. Hart. But I believe like at least one or two of them was like paid homage to a Marvel character and just
Mm-hmm.
completely retcon story. So
Yeah.
um, if they had like a raging fan base, like I'm a diehard Alice Wu fan, we gotta have
Yeah.
more of her. Then like I could see Marvel like, all right, let's put aside some money for that. But and that's to do that without Agatha.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's potentially a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun fact, this episode is actually the second highest gross viewership out of the whole MCU Disney Plus series. Loki, one of the episodes of Loki is number 1. And this past episode of Agatha is number 2 highest viewed episode of all Disney Plus MCU.
Damn.
Ooh.
Just a heads up.
And it was super. So, all right. One last thing. Okay. Okay. So the last thing I want to say is, what were your guys' feelings when Teen asked Agatha while they were on the road, "Is Wanda really dead?" And she
Oh
said
my
yes.
God. What?
No. Maybe.
Maybe? They're doing this to mess with us on purpose.
Yes.
That's the only
Yes.
reason it was put in here, to give us Wanda lovers false hope. And then, oh, sorry, I know you just opened up a can real quick. So, but also when he says, "Oh, I have a mom. That's not my mom." That
Yeah.
pissed me off because I'm like, no, that is your mother. You just need your memories back because guess what? William's dead. Let William go. Screw William. You are Billy. You need to know your place. You need to know your mother. Like I mean, come on. We see that the Maximoff family, including with Billy, these people will go through depths of hell to save and find family members. Okay, you think that came from Mrs. Kaplan? Hell no. Mrs. Kaplan eats popcorn sitting on a couch, accepting things that she don't understand. Okay, that's not who you are. So
I'm
remember that.
attacked.
Yes.
That's me.
I
was eating popcorn yesterday.
No, I'm talking about like, Billy didn't learn these things from Mrs. Kaplan, okay? Know
I
your
know.
roots. Know your roots. Know where you come from and embrace them, okay? Don't say that's not your mom. Screw you.
Yeah, bring Wanda back. If you bring Wanda back, you get your brother anyway.
Yeah. That's the only
Oh my God.
that's the only offensive thing that came out of his mouth that has bothered me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for opening up that can of worms.
No,
but
I'm glad you did because I actually meant to talk about that and I forgot. So thank you for this.
you're welcome.
Yeah, y'all ready to give a spoiler-free review of Venom 3: The Last Dance?
Yes.
Ah, there is
So,
there it
I
is.
know
Hmm.
I know that you guys watched it on the 25th, right? You watched it
Mhm.
on that Friday that it came out.
Yes.
So I watched it last night. So I have about like 12 hours ago is when I watched it. So I was like sitting in the theaters and we got like about like an hour in and I was like, okay, so I know what I was getting myself into. And I really did love that they brought the Ted Lasso characters back that we were
Oh
talking
man.
about in
And new
and
ones.
you guys will see it. Yeah, so you guys will see it in the interview that we did that we'll talk about later. But we
You're right.
talked about the Venom Last Dance a little bit in there, and like I didn't hate it, and I wasn't like super in love with it. I'm glad that I went to go watch it in theaters.
Mm.
And I'm happy that I spent the time to go and watch it, but it was okay. Um, it just felt like the end
Yeah.
of Venom. And we'll see where that goes from there because we still have that little vial of black that we never. Yeah. But anyway,
Mm. Yeah.
yeah.
So I'll be honest with you. I did not like it. I liked the last 15 minutes of it.
Okay.
15, 20 minutes of it was the best part of the
Yeah.
movie. The rest of the movie was uncalled for, ridiculous, and should have been rewritten. Okay, like literally 10, 15% of the movie was all right. And I'm not even saying 10, 50%
Yeah.
of it was great because there's things that happened in the movie that was people and characters that was in the movie that was uncalled for and
It
so
didn't need to happen.
so
A lot of it
silly.
didn't need to
And
happen.
then
Yeah.
these certain characters did a certain thing at the end just so a certain scene could happen that I felt like was useless. And like you get to see a lot of cool CGI at the end, but at the same time I have issues with the CGI, not the quality of the CGI necessarily, but the story arc of the CGI. I'm trying to say this as spoiler free as I can.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, but then
Yeah. I know you're good.
And so I don't know. I've had people say like, yeah, it wasn't a great movie, but it was really, really fun. It wasn't even really fun for me. That last end was kind of fun, and I think the first Venom is the best one out of the trilogy.
Yeah.
I think this one is number 2, but only
Yeah.
because it's literally just barely one step above number 2 is why 3 is
Hmm.
better. 3 and 2 I wish were never made. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Uh, it's I was yeah, that's my review.
Okay. All right. Deontay, what did you think?
In order to avoid spoiling, I'm just going to talk mad shit about Sony executives. Because these guys this movie is like abundantly clear that they are tired of Venom themselves. They don't give a fuck about us. So this is like, we assume that the audience is just as tired of Venom as we are. We're not, bro. We'd love to see more Venom,
Yeah.
but done
Yes.
correctly. And it's just like, no, this is a
Yeah.
swan song. And I did not want to spoil that part, but there's like the final ending of it, and we're supposed to cry because somebody kicks the bucket, and
I didn't even get chills, damn it. I didn't even get chills.
No. I was just like, all right.
Lillian gave me
Cool.
chills, but that certain character didn't give me chills, and I would prefer that other character to give me chills over Lilia. Anyway,
right? We spent how many years with Venom, and
yeah,
it's just like we're going to take a stroll down memory lane with said character, and
Yeah.
I
There
was
definitely
like,
was a lot of homages to the past 2 movies
yeah,
yeah,
that you got in this.
but they didn't even land right
they did
Well,
not.
for me personally. This is all personal experience.
So one tiny spoiler that won't change the course of the movie is the song that they chose was Maroon 5 Memories. It's just like,
And I love that song. I love that song.
It's like a
okay.
good
So
song choice.
if we're going to talk about music,
Oh no.
Oh God!
So actually, my spoiler, real quick, spoiler. My favorite part of the movie was a song in the end credits, Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. A song that when it came on, me and Deontay turned to each other and were like, "Is the
What
theater
the
turn this on, or is this
fuck?
on the movie?" Because like we love them, and like, but that's not the song we ever expected to hear in the credits. But yeah,
It's like, who picked this and why?
So so there was one of the songs, like when they were traveling, right? I'm not gonna spoil it as to like what the song was or anything, but it was the song that they were traveling like in a van,
Singing
right?
it.
And I looked at AD because that was our like first song. It was the song that I
oh,
introduced to AD,
okay.
like back when we were dating. And I was like, why is this happening? And we were like giggling because like we were like, what is this?
It
What is
went
happening
on so
right now?
long.
Yes, and they didn't even cover the best part of the song. Like there's a part in the song, and we'll talk about this later, like after like our episode ends, like so we can spoil it for ourselves because we've all seen it.
Mm.
But there's like a part in the song that is like iconic for that song, and they didn't even do it. And I was like,
Wow.
why would they do that? But
Wow.
That
anyway,
whole that all of those characters in that scene, I want to know why. I want to know why. Why? And the person you picked to
I
play
think it
one
was
of
to
those,
throw us off,
it
and
didn't throw
that's
us
why.
off. It throws it. Mm.
No, because there was a lot of reason why they chose like that person,
It did
and
it to
they
throw us
thought
off
we.
just because of a trailer scene.
Eh.
So as much as you incorporate that characters those characters in this movie, you did it to throw us off because you're freaking trailers. And let's be honest, Venom had a large marketing budget. Like they marketed the
Yeah.
crap, and like it made me even more hopeful. And like when you
Mm.
make it that much more hopeful, and this is my personal opinion, so this doesn't mean for the world, but like in the moment, you're like, "Oh, my opinion is probably what the rest of the world thinks when it's not." But like immediately, I'm like, why would you build up the hopes this much to have them drop this low? Because then it's going to hurt you in the viewership on opening weekend once people start talking about it. Like,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. But I mean, so yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
I
and then
mean, like
like the
they definitely like from the different Sony products that we got, right? We got
mhm,
Morbius and we got Madam Web, right?
mm,
So this
I
is a
s-
step up from
Step up.
from those.
Oh,
So I went in with remembering those movies and then
mhm,
going to go see this movie. So my expectations were already low.
yeah.
And
oh.
so I think that's why I wasn't like so let down.
Mhm.
Is because my expectations were like here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
mid at best.
And I saw it coming too, because it's like you did Carnage wrong, so there's no excuse for you to do the rest of the symbiotes wrong. And it's just like you did. This was
Mm.
fan service for symbiote fans, and we didn't even get to spend time with the other guys that showed up in this movie. So it's like
You
you
on the
can tell the
you on the
person
boundary of spoiling right now.
for real. You can tell the person who wrote this is not a fan of the symbiotes at all. They're just like, we couldn't find any other fucking writer in Hollywood, so we're just going to grab 50 Shades of Grey writer and
Yeah, because they have, a reputation of writing movies and comics.
right?
I don't know. I thought that CGI scenes were like pretty fucking dope. I was like, all right,
That's the
this
best
is
part
cool.
of the movie. But
Yeah,
how some of them went about and
how it
then
happened.
and
Yeah.
and well, how they went about and then how they didn't go about. I was just like, God, y'all aren't
Golly.
that great, apparently. Anyways, I think we should stop there probably.
Yeah,
I do have.
yeah.
I'll do one more bit because
Okay,
this is
yeah, yeah,
not a
yeah.
spoiler.
Yeah,
Uh, so Noel is starring in this
right.
movie, The King in Black. Instead of being a live action actor, he's a CGI character, which is not the worst idea in the world.
Right, right.
But
Because look at Thanos. I mean,
yeah, and it's like let's get the most low hanging fruit possible and hire Andy Serkis to be the voice of him.
right.
It's like not a bad idea either, but it's like now Andy Serkis can't voice him in the MCU. So, well, at least now y'all can get the low hanging fruit out the way, and somebody else can be Noel in the MCU. So, okay, fair enough. But golly, this was a waste of money. God, not even like our money as an audience, but Sony wasted this goddamn money. You gave us Madam Web, Venom 3, and Craven in the same year, so you know Craven's gonna be fucking just as
Trash.
mediocre.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. Like New York Comic Con, they showed some footage of Craven, the first like 15 minutes, and
people
there's
loved
been
it.
high reviews for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
I
as
don't
they
know.
walked out of
We'll
that,
see.
as they walked out of that hall, like when they showed that footage, I actually heard that there was a Marvel executive sitting at the door passing out $100 bill to each person as they walked out. And so, yeah, and that's why the reviews were good. So
I don't know.
What the fuck?
No,
that's
no.
all. That's all a lie. I just made that up.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Actually, it wasn't a Marvel executive. It was a Sony executive.
Golly, the trailer doesn't even look good to me, in my opinion. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a three-peat.
Sony's got a trend, and let's let them cap it off with Craven, okay? And then Sony, please, for us fans, we're not even making you money. So like, it's a cash grab. We're not even making you money because we're trash talking it and explaining how bad it is because it is. So just hand it over to MCU. Kevin Feige, please.
Leave
Take
Spider-Man
over.
characters the fuck alone.
Yeah. But speaking of great Spider-Man stuff, Nick Cage has some more set photos leaked. And let me tell you, I truly believe that it is going to be a pretty good project. Like, here's another one. Look at this. Look at this. That is so comic accurate. And I truly believe that everybody's going to be able to put out a great Spider-Man project, but Sony. Like, I really do. Sony, stick to animated. That's the only thing that you can get good writers for. But when it comes to live action, give it to the MCU. Give it to Amazon Prime. I mean, because these pictures look sick. Like, they look sick. I'm here for it.
Yeah, very comic accurate.
Very. It looks so good.
So
Like, I want to cosplay as that now.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an easy cosplay, I feel.
It would be, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun and easy.
Yeah.
And I like it. And if you like people who cosplay, it's not every day you come across fun and easy. So when you find one, grab it and do it.
For real.
Yeah. No, this is true. And cheap.
It's
cheap.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Jesus. The money.
Which if you get a good quality costume of that, it's still not going to be cheap on that one.
Oh yeah, no. Especially because if you're gonna do the actual mask and get it like accurate and not like make it yourself, or it's like a ski mask and then you just put like the white eyes or whatever on it. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
I am too.
Like
I'm here for it.
I mean, I'm excited for any type of like Marvel project to come out, even if Sony does it. Like I'm still gonna go watch it. Like we went and watched Venom, and we're gonna go and watch Craven. We already know.
Yeah.
We already know that our expectations are low.
Our asses are still gonna be in seats.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, whereas like with DC,
my ass is still gonna be in seats. Only for podcast reasons. I'm just gonna say.
Nah, it's not even gonna be that for me. It's gonna be a nah for me, dog.
Damn.
I will watch Creature Commandos, and I will watch like anything like Lanterns. I'll even watch that. But this new Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, sorry, Superman that's supposed to come out. Like
Looks dangerous.
Nah.
I don't know. I got some stuff to say later about that.
Okay, so did you see that Spider-Man 4 has an official release date?
Yes. So if I'm not mistaken, it was on Jimmy Fallon. Tom Holland was talking about his non-alcoholic beer line, and of course, Jimmy's going to ask about Marvel when it comes to any Marvel actor, whether it's something they're doing or not right now. But yeah, Spider-Man 4. It is July 24th, 2026, which comes out right in between the two Avenger movies.
Right, what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and these two Avenger movies, mind you, like we've gotten Avenger movies back to back, but these are a little spaced. They are going to be back to back, but they're going to be spaced out a little further than the other two. And like
Right.
when they actually filmed Infinity War, they got like a 2 week break and immediately started filming Endgame. And
Jesus.
so the Russo brothers did also say that there's going to be a slight bigger break of a gap in between filming them as well. It won't be like
Mm.
2 to 3 weeks later we start filming it. So those actors will get a slight break and a slight reprieve to hopefully, yeah. What?
Unless they're in multiple things. So we
Oh,
know that Spider-Man 4
Oh,
is going to be starting to
yeah.
film next year in the summer. So
Well, that's
like so when is Secret Wars going to come out, or when are they going to start filming it, and is Tom Holland Spider-Man going to be in that? And then he
mm,
might be like doing multiple
true.
projects at once.
And 2026 is going to be a money-making year for Tom. So we have Tom in Doomsday, we have Tom in Spider-Man 4, and we have Tom in oh my god, there's a third movie. It's not Marvel that's coming out that year. Oh my god, I am drawing a blank real quick. I cannot believe I did this.
It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually gonna look it up real quick. But yeah, it's gonna be a huge Tom Holland year for him. He's gonna make so much money a year that year.
Yeah.
is it gonna be
Yeah.
like
Super great for
Uncharted
him.
2?
Do what?
Or
Oh,
was
it's
it supposed to be?
Christopher Nolan's movie. He's coming out in a Christopher Nolan movie called Eclipse in 2026. Yeah,
That's gonna turn out well
Like
if it's
with the
Nolan.
moon, or
yeah. I think it's.
like vampire
I think.
eclipse, like
Yeah. I think it's.
uh,
Let's see. Christopher Nolan Eclipse.
because Christopher Nolan, he's the one that came out with like the original three Batman with what's his face? Christian Bale, right?
Christian
That
Bale. Yep.
that's Christopher Nolan. Okay. So I
Mhm.
think it would be like a grittier type movie. I think it would be like maybe a scary movie
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something,
That
I'm
or
would
a
not
be
sure.
thriller at
I'm not. I'm
least.
not gonna spend too much money on looking it up. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely going to be an action sci-fi movie, regardless. So,
Okay. Okay.
fair.
Okay.
I say sci-fi. I guess vampires aren't sci-fi, are they? But I don't know.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll put all that stuff
Ah.
in that same realm.
Yeah,
I love it all.
no, Nolan's giving us Inception, Oppenheimer, so
Oh yeah, it's
and
gonna be a
Nolan
good
we
movie.
trust, so
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
And to me, the best Batman trilogy. So
hands down.
yeah.
So
But
did you guys see that Midnight Suns
yeah. So actually,
has officially kicked Blade to the curb?
yeah. I'm actually going to combine these two notes. I realized I actually put them reverse. So before
Yeah.
the Midnight Suns thing came out, we actually got some news on Blade. Blade was actually dropped from the slate officially by Marvel to not come out next year. Now,
Yep.
that's depressing, and I really hope that they don't. This doesn't mean they're giving up on it, because that's not fair to Mahershala Ali. And like, I really want to see his
Yeah.
Blade. But 3
Yeah.
days later, and me personally, this is a personal theory that I came up with. I think they heard so much hate outburst from when it got dropped. They're like, "Oh shit, how are we going to make these fans happy again?" And they immediately sit there 3 days later, brought up Midnight Suns by Daniel RPK is who the source is. And Daniel RPK is one of our better scoopers that tends to be more right than wrong. But he said they are fast tracking the Midnight Suns project.
Mhm.
So maybe Blade's full introduction is going to be into the Midnight Suns, and then we'll
Yeah.
get a Blade movie to follow, because Marvel did announce 2028 dates for movie releases or project releases, but they're all untitled. So I personally think one of
Mhm.
those is going to be Blade. A lot of people don't, but I think one of
Yeah.
those is going to be Blade, and I think we're going to get our induction into the Midnight Suns of Blade, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If
We weren't supposed to get Blade until 2026. So
Nope, it was supposed to be
just pushing,
November of next year, actually, original date.
but then they pushed it back
Did they?
because they only had three movies that they were definitely coming out with next year.
Oh, yeah. You're right. They
And
did
they
push
talked
it.
about that at San
Yep.
Diego Comic-Con, so they pushed
Yep.
it back. So they're just continuously pushing it back, which isn't a terrible thing if they want to do it right.
Mhm.
And we're getting Ghost Rider because you get to see him in the Midnight Suns like poster. Um, do we know yet if this is
Well
going to be a live action or like an
that
animated?
poster is just I grabbed it from a comic book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, but
But I
then
mean, like Midnight Suns itself has Ghost Rider in it, so there's a
yeah,
Mhm.
possibility.
yeah,
Is
I think there's gonna be a lot of people mad if they don't put Ghost Rider in it, because there's actually been multiple versions of Midnight Suns that's had different characters in it. But like the one that I pull this up again, I think this is the one that they should do. The Punisher, put John
Yeah.
Bernthal in it. We've already got Moon Knight. We know who Blade is. We have Doctor Strange. So like I think this would be a great set of the Midnight Suns that I think a lot of the fans want to see. And you already have half of these characters established as well. So
Hmm.
Real quick, is this supposed to be like a movie or a TV show?
movie. I don't think it's been announced, but
It
it's been more talked as a movie. But
Yeah.
might
I
be a
mean,
bad idea.
yeah, well, I was say actually,
Yeah.
if they give us a 9 episode run with hour-long episodes like they're doing Daredevil with Midnight Suns, that would probably work better as long as they put a good budget into it. Like, don't put a cheap budget into it because let's be honest, a lot of those characters are going to need some good CGI on stuff that they
Hmm.
do or how they look. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I hope
It's
we get a
a
date here soon for this.
it's a format that just works. Like TV, we had a TV show for Moon Knight, we had a TV show for Punisher. Not really
True.
MCU, but
Hmm.
we're taking John Bernthal anyway, so we could
That's right.
just use TV format for Blade and Ghost Rider too. So
Yeah.
if we what's who's the guy that played what he Marvel's Agents of Shield had Ghost Rider, and the actor that played him.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember his
Uh,
name, but I know you're talking about.
there's rumor that he's supposed to be getting recruited into the MCU too. So like if we
Hmm.
had all those dudes in TV show format working together, hour long, brutal, dark, gritty, like TVMA level content, it would be like the
Yeah.
Mm.
best show that
I
Marvel
it
has.
needs to be a TVMA or definitely an rating type thing for whoever
Yeah.
does Midnight Suns for sure. I think to do it right. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
they're pretty brutal too. I mean,
Oh,
that's a brutal crew. I
it
mean,
really
if
is.
you have Punisher alone in that crew, you need to make it R if you're going to give us a good, character arc for that person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I personally
Hopefully
think it's
hope
going to be a movie because it's taking place for Blade, where Blade was supposed to be. Like it's Blade's
oh,
release date
yeah.
was like,
Well,
so that's
they
why
didn't give
I
us a
think it's
release
gonna.
date for it. So,
Yeah. It, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But I
A
Um.
mean,
movie.
But
they
what I'm
can
thinking
make
is
the
that
movie
yeah.
work as long as they promise to give us more following projects with them. Like if they
Yeah.
promise to give us more following movies with the Midnight Suns,
Mhm.
I think a movie would be okay. But
Yeah.
if they don't, or if they're not going to like keep running with them, it's going to be kind of a one and then they dissipate type thing. Then I feel like it would be
Mm.
best over a 9 1 hour episode show.
I
Yeah.
But
agree.
like Black Panther got introduced in Civil War, and then we got 2 Black Panther movies. And there's been a couple of other characters I can't remember that kind of introduced like that. So I mean, it can work. It's a letdown because like obviously we've been expecting a Blade movie since 2019 when it got announced.
But there can
But
only be one Blade. There will only be one Blade.
yeah, but now I feel like thanks Wesley Snipes, you kind of made this happen
You
because you
spoke
put that
it.
because you spoke it.
Asshole.
But
Yeah.
speaking of things from Deadpool, though, uh, Ryan Reynolds made a post with Leslie Uggams, who plays Blind Owl, and there's like 2
Yeah.
pictures of them, and there's Christmas theme in the back. He's got the Deadpool suit on, and so it's like, what
Mhm.
are they filming? Are we going to get like a short Christmas special? Is it just a fun two
That's what I'm thinking it's gonna be.
like a
Deadpool Christmas.
or is it gonna be like how did Korg and they did like these sitting on the couch little 2 minute deals talking about stuff, or is it gonna be like a cool 30-minute Christmas special, like of just Ryan Reynolds and Leslie, and it's just them in their apartment around Christmas time? That would
Yeah.
be hilarious. I would be down for that.
I mean, if it's
That
snow
with like
outside,
if like Wolverine just like came in and like sat down in the middle of the couch too. Like
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
and watch
that
him
that
like
would be
put
dope.
his claws out to tear open some presents.
yeah. They'd finally show cocaine on screen, and he's just cutting a little baggie open so Blind Owl can snort some, and just say "fuck Feige," and that would be
Oh my
pure.
god.
It's
That would be
snowing
hilarious.
outside, and it's snowing in here.
Yeah.
There's so many jokes that they could lead with that.
They really could.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us like I get what
Yeah.
8 cocaine jokes within like 15 seconds of that movie. Oh
You want to
man,
build a snowman? Well, guess what? It's Christmas time. We're building snowmans
yeah.
again.
Oh, they wouldn't even have to release that. I don't know if there's a contractual obligation, but they wouldn't even have to release that under the Disney deal. It could be something Ryan Reynolds release on his own YouTube or something.
Yeah. But speaking
Uh,
of Deadpool and Wolverine,
yeah.
the Disney Plus comes out every month, like with what they're going to be coming out with that next month. So they
Mhm.
recently came out with their November deal. Um, Deadpool and Wolverine isn't on it.
No, it's not. This so literally most of your Disney movies, Marvel movies come out on Disney within like 89 days. I think after theatrical release, we're already past that. And Deadpool Wolverine is on its longest theatrical run out of the Marvel since Disney Plus started. Uh, so I mean, who can blame them? Get that money while you can. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I don't went. I even went last weekend and seen it the sixth time. So like people are still willing to put their ass in seats and pay for the tickets. I can't blame them. I mean, and plus it gives them a longer run to get these digital
Mm,
purchases. And that's
yeah,
usually I think they usually only do like a 2 or 3 week thing on digital purchases before it comes out to streaming. And if it's making them money, they've only put out one movie this year. Let them. I don't care. I'm not even mad.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I already bought the Deadpool and Wolverine, so I'm probably gonna watch that later today. I don't know. We'll see. I feel it in my veins.
Right? The only way I can keep up with you two is if I just go ahead and go and get like a Deadpool and Wolverine tramp stamp. So he was like, "No, I'm the real Deadpool and Wolverine fan out of the three of us."
Well, hey, we got those heart keychains, Deontay,
We
the half
do.
hearts. We can just both get those tramp stamp above our waist. Uh,
Ooh. Whenever I get bored, I just dangle it in front of me and I like hit at it like a cat. Just like, ooh, it's shiny.
I'm dead. Oh
Oh
man. All right, y'all ready to jump into some DC?
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah,
So if any of
new
y'all,
intro.
that's our new
Love it.
intro. For all you '90s babies out there. Yeah, that's right. You know what that was. But so at the NYCC panel, last episode on our live, we did cover most of the NYCC stuff, New York Comic Con. But
Yeah.
there was still going on when we had our live, and James
Mhm.
had his panel, and one thing we didn't get to report on because we didn't get to see footage of it was him talking about Superman and Legacy, and of course that's going to be the big thing they push. They talk Creature Commandos, which I'm super excited for. It's looking great, and they had the whole cast on this panel as well. Uh,
Mhm.
but James Gunn exact words was, I think people don't realize how much James Cornsweat's going to fucking blow everybody's minds away by playing Superman. He's like, it's literally phenomenal. He's like, people are going to be shocked and surprised, and everybody's going to love it. Which obviously he's going to hype his own project up, but those are some strong words. I mean, that's some strong words, especially with the mixed reviews. If you're getting all these set photo leaks and stuff, uh, yeah,
From me.
Yeah.
from all of us. Oh, Deontay, I mean, we
Mhm.
all know how he feels about the Superman outfit. So,
Oh God, man, put them balls away.
but yeah, I mean, he's standing firm on it too. I mean, he's got so many characters going to be in this. This isn't your typical Superman movie. I mean, we see this just from confirmation of characters and set photos. So I hope he's right. I want him to be right. I want us to talk our honest opinions on all of this, right? And
Mhm.
it not be good and it be good. But then I want all of us to get in theater and we walk out just mind
Well,
blown.
the two of you walk through the theaters, yes.
Oh.
As I sit at home on my couch,
What if what if what if
no.
we watch it and we do come out minds blown and we tell you, then would you go see it?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe like a drive-in type thing. I don't
Right?
know.
Ew.
Because even with like
Then you can at least
you
drink
guys
while
went
you're
in
watching it.
and yeah, and you guys talked about Transformers 1 and hyped it all the way up, right? And I still haven't seen it.
Oh,
So so
you gotta see it.
it's just I know, and I
I know,
will
I know.
see it. It's just it's the money, and
Right.
yeah,
Well, we'll
it's
give a spoiler-free
Yeah.
review on it if that's the case of what happens, and then
yeah.
me and Deontay would probably make a special episode, spoiler-filled, if it is that route. But if it's that
Yes.
route and it
Okay.
does really good, I really hope you find the time to see it. But now
Okay.
I feel like I'm building myself up to be let down even more now. Anyways, I gotta stop. Oh man, but yeah, I don't know. I really hope that he ends up being. I really hope that ends up being good. But speaking
Yeah.
of things that are good that DC can do,
Yeah.
how about the
Penguin.
Penguin episode 5? Oh my god. Uh man, it's so good. So good. And these two are like neck and neck. We get to see Penguin's brutality in this. To me, Sophia has stepped way up above Penguin and has stole the show really the past 2 to 3 episodes. And in this, Penguin gets that grit back. I mean, he decides,
Yep.
because we leave the previous episode where like, oh crap, he's caught between Sophia and the Maronis now, with his pants down.
Mhm.
And so what's this guy going to do? And so throughout this episode, he has Vic go, hide his mom because he knows Maroni's going to come after them, or Falcone, or nope, I don't want to say Falcones. They're
Gigantes.
Yeah.
Gigantes now. Dare I say that name?
Woo.
But anyways, he goes to hide his mom. Vic's kind of taking care of his mom. His mom kind of has, her mind's kind of coming and going, and so she's a little salty about being in this place because this is kind of the place that where she raised her boys, and it's kind
Mhm.
of bitter for her. And but Vic, still taking those steps up for the Penguin. We start off the episode with, they're like, "Fuck yeah, it's just me and you. We're going to do this." Um, but man, this episode's so great. Also, we get at the end the Penguin's lair, where this abandoned
Mhm.
substation, which was pretty cool. I mean, like I think it's gonna be pretty cool that they found a good damp, warm place for mushrooms to grow. Because as we also find out, the
Mhm.
mushrooms are about gone. They got only 2 good buckets, which I was wondering about that because the fire extinguishers came down. But yeah, and Penguin just set oh boy and his mom, the Maroni's on fire. Like once he did that, and like oh boy was dripping, and at first I was like, why is this dude sweating so much? Or I was like, were they waterboarding him? And then
Yeah.
soon as he lights that lighter, I was like, shit, that's gasoline. And like it literally shows them on fire, burning up, and I'm like, my man is back. And what's
Yeah.
these are villains. These are villains, but they have us going back and forth, rooting for 2 different villains. That at the end of the day, regardless if they were done wrong or not done wrong, these are bad people. Now,
Yeah.
Really bad.
Sophia, I think, was done bad or is bad because of how she was done. But let's be honest, the longer she's in that family, she probably would have been bad anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll stop talking and let y'all kind of chip in on this. I love it. I'm here. It's so good.
It's so fucking good.
I can't believe that they blew up the car. They blew up his penguin
Yeah.
mobile. And the fact that like Sophia went over to Sal and was like, "We're gonna team up," and Sal's like, fuck you, bitch," and she's like, "No, no, no, we're not Falcons anymore. We're the Gigantes now." And
Yeah.
I was just like, "Whew, okay,
Ooh.
what do you want me to call you? Okay."
Hmm.
I don't care what you want me to call you, but I
Yes,
know she's
ma'am.
about to do some fucked up shit.
Ooh.
Like she's about to do some wild things. And I'm
Ooh.
here for it. I'm excited.
I call her the queen pin now because
Oh,
sheesh.
that's good. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
It's just like at the end of this season, somebody's definitely got to go out of those two because it's just like 2 crime families came
Oh, yeah.
together just to take out Penguin. Penguin's got to stack
Mm,
his army up just to defend
yeah.
themselves. So,
Mhm.
oh my God, it's like I'm head over heels with Kristen Miati. I,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She has my
she's just
heart.
such a boss. She
Yeah.
is such a boss, man. It's just like she had her uncle at the table, and as soon as he undermined her in front of everybody, she was like, "Oh, you want to?" Wow!
Yeah.
It's just like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
why did you
Yeah.
do that?"
And just like moments before she's kissing his head and saying, y'all need to be more like him because this is a self-made man. And then boom, that she
Immediately,
so set that up on purpose to show them
Yep.
that authority. And like,
yeah,
hey, listen,
Yep.
I just sit there and put this guy above all of y'all, and I'm not afraid to kill him. So just imagine what I can do if you don't take these dollar bills and do what I say.
yeah. She literally
Yeah.
throws the pile of money and blood, and makes them go and get it like it scrambles or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
she was just like,
Boss
"Yeah,
moves.
bitch."
Boss moves. Oh my god.
I can't
Golly.
wait for the episode tonight. I'm so
I know.
excited.
Like I hate that we're like a whole our episodes are a whole week behind a Penguin or whatever. Because I'm like, it's like after every Penguin episode, I'm just so pumped. Like I want to talk about it the next day.
Right.
Oh
Shoot.
man, it's so good. So another spoiler, and this is rumor, obviously. There's no confirmation, so take this with a grain of salt. But you're like, hey, one of them's got to die by the end of the season because there's no way these two powerful people can carry on to the Batman verse, for the criminal underworld.
Mm.
But it's rumored that Sophia Falcone is going to be in Batman too. So will this be
Sophia
the?
Gigante.
Oh my God, my
Gigante.
bad. You're right. My bad. Whew. Hope nobody hears this. Wrong people. Anyways,
Yeah.
but so will we see the end of the Penguin by the end of this? I mean, to me, this is supposed to be the buildup of his criminal underworld and him as the a kingpinish. So I personally think one of them does have to die by the end, or is
Mm.
this rumor not true and Sophia does get killed?
Or does Sal die? Or does Penguin die and then Victor like starts running his underworld?
Oh,
It's a little dangerous because it's just like this is Matt Reeves' universe, and we're gonna have a dead Oswald Cobblepot
ah.
going forward. That's gonna be, whew.
But we all know Colin doesn't want to wear that fucking suit ever again. So
Yeah.
This is true. This is
That's
true.
true,
maybe
man.
that was
So I
actually
think that
him giving us a teaser that he's not going to after this. Oh, read between the lines, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh. Can y'all imagine a
maybe,
Gotham
but like
without Oswald Cobblepot?
I know.
yeah,
You
because like
can.
in the Gotham TV show, yeah, where we had like Fish Mooney. And
Oh,
like yeah, you had Oswald there too, but like maybe they just take out Oswald and it's just
Hmm.
Victor and it's Victor Zaz.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
yeah,
where we're
I could
headed.
actually see that. Like, I won't expect it, but I can actually see
Mm,
that, and I would not be mad, to be honest with you, because we got Oz in Batman, which was but we got the Penguin series one season, and like you said, Deontay last week, this needs to be a one season and done. We don't need to focus too much on one villain, and if Matt Reeves is willing to bring us a good line of villains in and do a villain in one movie and do that villain in maybe just one season from here on out. Like we're getting like the perfect screen time for villains. He's doing them on a very grounded level that is very receptive and we're loving. So I would
mm,
be okay with that. And Batman 2, we bring in another major villain and we focus on that. Sure, you got Sophia or maybe Vic still running the underworld crime, which you're going to need that always, someone.
yeah,
But then focus on the next big villain, and then after Batman 2, bring out another season. Or actually, because Batman 2 is not coming out till freaking 2027, I believe. Like
yeah,
it's a while. Like I don't know why it's so far apart. So maybe they'll actually bring in a season of the next main villain before the movie, and then
mm,
and maybe that's why.
yeah.
But
I mean, we
yeah.
do know that
Because
we're supposedly getting an Arkham series of some type, like
oh yeah, that's
um
true too.
from Matt Reeves. So, we don't know what's coming out next.
Hmm.
So it's
yeah,
exciting and mysterious.
because
Maybe we'll see something after this season ends.
Right?
yeah.
Maybe.
Just for clarification, so people don't hop in the comment sections and blitz us. Oswald Cobblepot did not die in the Gotham TV series.
Mm-mm.
He grows up to be the same underground crime lord that we all know and love.
Hmm.
We might have a void if he dies in this series here, but if Sophia is the underground crime lord that runs Gotham pretty much during the Batman trilogy that Matt Reeves is working on, I
Hmm.
can live with that. And a good deflection from that could be like focusing on Arkham more, so we don't have to worry about the crime bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And another alternative to that is you can introduce Black Mask and his crew. So
Mm.
good opportunity
Yeah.
there to replace Oswald Cobblepot. Hate to see him die if he has to die, but
But he would go out strong. Like, it
he
wouldn't be
would.
Yeah.
where people felt like, "Oh, you did this wrong with the character," or, "Oh, you ran this character too long." Why not kill these dudes off at their peak where the fans are loving it, and then just keep rolling that over with more characters? Like, if they do
Yeah.
Yeah.
that, that's gonna be a rare thing that we don't see often in cinema and shows. So
Mm-hmm.
that would be kinda cool to have a little nice change of pace.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
But,
speaking of DC, we
yeah,
talked about the good.
yeah, yeah,
Now let's talk about Joker 2.
Oh,
yeah.
So Joker 2 has an official like digital release date
Mhm.
of October
Wah, wah,
29th. So
wah.
just this coming Tuesday. And then supposedly it's going to come out on streaming in December.
On
So
Mac.
it's yeah. So I'll eventually see it. I'm not going to spend the money to get it digital,
No.
but I will watch it on Max.
It'd be a good
Just to
Christmas
say that
gift
I
for
watched
you.
it.
A great Christmas gift.
It's supposed
Okay,
to come out after Christmas, so
yeah.
it'll be my New Year's Eve
Actually,
present.
I'm just kidding. My personal opinion is going to be a lump of coal in your stocking. But
Oh man.
How
Oh
did you
god.
know?
it's what I've always not wanted.
Tay, what did you do this year?
Yeah.
What didn't I do this year? Anyway.
Oh man, but yeah, that's about all we got on DC this week. Y'all ready to jump into some Star Wars?
Yeah.
All right, so man,
Skeleton
Skeleton
Crew.
Crew. So, I want this to be good. I love Jude Law. I love Star Wars. But we got some more release photos that were released, 4 of them, I believe. And yeah, we'll throw them up here. I'm not, they're not all bad. Like that one's cool. Don't really give us much,
Cool.
but yeah. And then we got this one, which is really cool, minus the character on the left. Then we get a scene of Jude Law, some scribings inside of a cave entrance, it looks like. And then we get this. On to the next subject.
Oh, God.
Man.
I have nothing good to say about this. Like I'm not excited to see it.
I do. I
I
have one word.
probably what?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
There you go. That's a good word.
Hey, real quick. Why? Why? Why?
Oh, jeez Louise,
Just,
man.
I think this is going to be
George, buy it back.
another.
George, buy it back, please.
I think this is going to be another season that I will just not watch, like Acolyte.
We'll cover it episode to episode. I mean, we're going to.
Yeah,
We have
you guys
to.
will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Just nah, I'm good.
Mm,
When is this supposed to come out again?
I don't even know now.
I ain't even checking for it.
We've talked about it in previous episodes, but I don't even know now.
I don't.
I think it comes out in November. I believe.
November, that fast? God
Mhm.
damn. All right, I'm looking it up real quick.
All right, cool.
Kathleen
Crew,
Kennedy's going to try to kill us.
124.
Well,
December 3rd.
The only thing Kathleen Kennedy is killing is Star Wars. I'm not even lying. Like, sure, nobody's perfect. You're allowed to do a messed up thing here or there. Woo! Y'all starting to trend like
back to back.
Y'all are starting to trend like Sony, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
like don't. Sony's laying a pathway of showing you what not to do. Why are you doing this? George, come back.
So it comes out on December 3rd. It's going to be 2 episodes on December 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one, because there's 8 total episodes, the last one comes out on January 14th.
Gotcha. Cool. Another lump of coal, maybe.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. I just hope these 2 characters we see is the only WTF moments we have in the series, but that the series be really, really good. And that can still happen, I'm trying to be positive. I always want to be positive until I'm proven I shouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wake me up when the Mando movie comes out.
So what did you talk about with Craven again? What was that about Craven? You were positive on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so next subject, on to positive things. Mandalorian and Grogu movie has wrapped filming. So yeah, I'm hoping that's a good sign that they've already wrapped. I mean, they've completed something. Star Wars has completed something. So now it's it's production time, post-production time. So I'm really hoping that this is supposed to come out in 2026, but we actually, Star Wars is starting to do so poorly. They get it all wrapped up and put together. We possibly could get a little earlier than what we were announced, which would be cool.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you're talking about like Tom Holland, who like is going to be like super busy doing his like Spider-Man Doomsday like back-to-back kind of like taping. So now you got to think about also Pedro Pascal, how he's been like doing The Mandalorian, and he's also been doing the Fantastic Four movie at the same time. 2 different franchises, but like still busy man.
I'm kind of glad though that we find out that it's wrapped filming, because this
Hmm.
allows us fans to know that he can put all his focus into Fantastic Four because they're filming that right now. And it's
Yeah.
not one of those things where he's trying to juggle two things. He's back and forth, back and forth. I'm not
Well, they
saying actors
also,
couldn't deal with that, but to me, you
yeah,
would think they would be able to put even more full focus into one when you're doing one at a time,
yeah.
not two.
But isn't he also doing the Last of Us? Like he's
Yeah.
taping that right now. Like we saw the trailer for that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, you're right. All right.
Whew, Pedro's got
Yeah.
his work cut out for
Yeah.
him.
Daddy Pascal can handle it. It's all right.
Daddy.
Last bit of Star Wars news I have for the day is Dawn of the Jedi possibly seems like it's going to start filming next year.
Hmm.
So this will take place 25,000 years before the original trilogy. And it will actually show the birth of. This is going to be a story of the birth of the Jedi with the Force.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
Well, that makes sense. Like
yeah, and this
the
is being written by and done by James Mangold, who gave us the Logan movie. So that makes me
Mm.
feel good and feel like this could be good. Like now, mind you, James Mangold also signed up for Blade, and now he got off of it. But but at least we know how good Logan is. To me, Logan is one of the best Fox X-Men movies. So we know this guy; he's got what it takes to write and make a good movie. So let's
yeah.
just hope. Well, I say right. Right. I think he had a hand in maybe some writing, but directing as well. Isn't he director? Isn't he?
Mm.
I don't know.
Wow, I am just not bringing it today.
Ugh.
But
But Mandalorian and Grogu is definitely something that I will go watch in theaters.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah, for sure.
there
Yeah,
you go.
James
Yeah.
Mangold's a director. I'm sorry, but anyways, yeah. Oh man, but I guess that's all of Star Wars. Guess we'll jump into some
Yeah.
educated wish. All right, so I'll let you kick this one off since we know you're the biggest fan.
Oh.
Oh yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
right. Well, okay. So, Alien Romulus. It has officially been said that their sequel is in the works. There's
Yes.
definitely going to be at least one xenomorph from what has been said like online, and this is going to come out in like 2027. Um, and the Alien Romulus director Alvarez, like he's supposed to be the same director, possibly. Like they're looking at him to direct the sequel.
He needs to, I think.
So it. Yes, 100%. I think that he does. We still have Alien Earth that's going to be coming out
Mm,
before this, so we have some Alien things coming out that we can look forward to. But I'm excited for this because Romulus was just so good.
so good.
And it did really well, like everywhere, like
Oh yeah.
worldwide
Mhm.
and even just in the States. Like it
Even
did
in
really
China.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
yeah,
my top 5 films of 2024 for sure.
Yeah, and to make it clearly known, we're all big fans of this movie. Like we all love Alien, but I feel
Hmm.
like
yeah,
Miss Tay's cosplays as this, I feel like she's the biggest fan of us three.
yeah. I just had my little Ripley, like
Yeah.
cosplay that I did. No big deal. But Cobra
uh,
Kai season 6, part 2, it is coming out November 15th. How do you guys still feel about Cobra Kai?
well,
I'm
real
obsessed.
quick, I'm going to say my thoughts on it, and then I'll let Deontay jump into it because he's the fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a Cobra Kai guy. I've tried. Like my son is a huge fan of Cobra Kai, loves it, and he's tried getting me to watch it more than once, and I've tried, and I just can't get through it. So I'll let
Yeah,
Deontay take the lead on that.
Yeah, we're on the part 2 of the final season, so it's just like it's finally coming to an end, guys. I don't know if there's supposed to be a part 3 or not. I think part 2 was supposed to be the final part to it.
I think
Hmm.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to like this tournament. I already forgot what the tournament's name is, but this like the perfect way to wrap this up because they
Okay.
stuck to the same formula for like 5 seasons in a row, and for
Hmm.
5 seasons it worked. It's a little bit campy, a little bit cringy sometimes, but it's like sneaking out of the 80s era and into the 90s a little bit. So you kind of expect a little like goofy shit going on. But it's the
Mm,
kids, they have a disagreement on something, they automatically resort to knocking each other the fuck out. And so
Hmm.
yeah.
it's like it's a guilty pleasure like watching them fight and go all out. It doesn't matter where they are. They'll fight at a fucking carnival or they'll fight at the zoo. they'll fight at the fucking their parents' wedding. I'm spitballing a little bit about where they fight at, but if you watch the show, you get what I'm talking about. So, in
In the middle of a
the
school.
middle of a school, oh my god, these kids are violent,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and they all need to.
I'm excited for them to finally finish Cobra Kai because we do know that the next Karate Kid movie with Ralph Macchio is
I was just
coming
about to say
out.
that. With Jackie
Yeah,
Chan.
so yes. So they're merging the two Karate Kids because you had the Karate Kid
Mhm.
trilogy that was like the 80s with Ralph Macchio, and then you had the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan and Smith,
Jaden
one
Smith.
of the
Jaden.
Smiths.
Yeah.
Thank you. So now they're just kind of like tying them together. So,
Mhm.
we'll see how that works.
Well, I think honestly, even though like I'm a OG Karate Kid fan. I love the original trilogy from
Same,
the 80s.
same.
And Jackie Chan's was okay, but like I just couldn't. Cobra Kai just couldn't do it for me. But like I think the perfect time to bring out another Karate Kid movie, if you're going to do it, is at the hype of Cobra Kai ending, just because you have all of these dedicated fans of Cobra Kai definitely going to go theater and see this. Where if like you never would have done Cobra Kai or you brought this up before Cobra Kai, it might have been like a mixed thing. So I think business wise, this is a smart strategy to release a Karate Kid movie.
Yeah, the way that they
Mm,
train these kids and like how they handle stunts and all of that, it's just like the cash money decision that you can make is
Hmm.
grabbing each and every single one of them and like
Hmm.
making them like a Marvel or DC character. So Cholo is already Blue Beetle so far. So I'm hoping to see the rest of the cast make their way into live action superhero movies as well.
Really, and I'm not gonna
mm,
lie. So out of a lot of the DC projects this came, like I actually liked Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
It was fun. It was fun to watch. Like, did it feel a little bit like Iron Man feel vibes? Yeah, it did. But imitation is the perfect form of flattery. So, uh,
right. And
but
It's
it's
George,
just that
risky,
but
man.
end scene. It's
but
the
George
end scene that
Lopez
I
too.
can't get past. The
What?
end scene where like he kisses the girl.
Uh
Yeah.
Like I was just like, why are we doing this? Like,
huh.
why did you just do that? Like this
Yeah,
entire time they haven't
yeah,
like been, and then all of a sudden now they're kissing. Like,
yeah. But also
all right,
George Lopez to me was the perfect comedic relief. Like I'm a big George Lopez fan, and like I haven't seen him in nothing in a long time. I guess like I say I'm a big fan. I loved his show, the George Lopez show.
mm,
But like
Mhm.
his
okay,
comedic relief in this movie, it was just hilarious. I was here for it.
Yeah, him and the grandma were just top notch.
Yes, yes, I forgot about the grandma. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah. So Airbnb has actually a Beetlejuice house in real life that you can only stay in for 3 hours now. It's got 3 hour windows
mm,
you can schedule. But yeah, here's a little pic of it. Well, actually, that's from the tabletop, I think. No, I can't remember. Anyways, this was one of the pictures from the Airbnb. But then also here's some of inside pics. So like here's like the attic where you actually have the whole plot layout, which was pretty cool. Let's see. Here's another one.
Oh, that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
good.
And then there's one more right here, the door that opens up in the attic. So yeah, you
yeah,
can. There's 3 hour time slots you can get on Airbnb, and I can't remember where the location is, but hey, we all have internet. Get on, check it out. But I
Yeah.
think it's really
yeah.
neat. I think this would be a fun experience to go visit and go see. So and
Airbnb has a couple of these now,
X Men.
experiences that you can like stay in. Yeah,
Hmm.
where they have like the Jubilee bedroom.
Hmm.
Um, so like I think it's cool how they are like tying in Airbnbs with also like media that's like out
Oh yeah.
and that you can like stay and do things like that. It's pretty neat in my eyes.
Well, I also think like I think the X-Men one would probably be around always, but I think like this Beetlejuice one is more of like a pop-up thing. So like I don't think it will be around forever. I think,
Mm.
probably a year or so down the road they'll probably, it'll just kind of disappear. But like I think
I don't
it's
know. They're supposed to be coming out with the Beetlejuice 3. Like you never
that's true.
know.
If Beetlejuice 3 comes out, they'll
Mm.
keep it going. But like I think it's smart. I mean, just kind of tying into the hype of these movies and the money they're going to make, because what more does any fan want to experience than like a in real life experience from a movie you love? And like
Hmm.
yeah, make some money off of it. I think it's super smart.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
So Robozen or Robozin, not sure how you say it, robotics has actually came out and it's like ungodly expensive, but like a real Buzz Lightyear toy that is like crazy,
Yeah.
like realistic. Like if you watch Toy Story, you wonder how it would be in real life. I feel like this is pretty darn close to how it would be. So I actually
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
got a little clip. I didn't get the whole video, but here's a little clip of it.
Q and lets you blast across the universe at galactic speeds to save the day. Magnetically attach the Laser Blade DX and make sure Buzz is more than ready for Zurg. Zurg approaching.
Well, it's about to get real.
The Space Ranger stand keeps Buzz on standby, supporting a variety of cool hands-free interactions ready for missions from the Collector's Cube. Socks and interchangeable faces complete this stunning collector's set. It's a work of art. Discover maximum authenticity and infinite playability with this genuine combination of technology and art.
That's wild.
Yeah. So
And once people start buying it, we're going to hear of murders on the news, and then we know not to buy Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
so it's got movable eyes and like its mouth actually moves
Yeah.
too. It's got over like 200 audio clips that it has like in its actual like system preloaded. The price is $600. Like
I
so not only do you have interchangeable faces, but you also have interchangeable hands. Like
Yep.
there's the fist, but then there's also the pointing. He has also interchangeable like swords and stuff. So
yeah.
it's neat. You know, I would never get it, but you know, for those like nerds out there that have kids that are into that kind of thing, because you know you have Toy Story 6,
Yeah. I wouldn't buy
6,
this for my
5,
kid though.
5, 6. Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna
That'd
be
be-
for you.
It'd be it'd be for
It'd
me.
be for
yeah.
me.
Well,
Yeah.
$600. I guarantee you, a kid's gonna break it, and then if I paid that, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god! But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's pretty neat though. It's wild, like where robotics are coming. You know, and I mean, obviously they're way more advanced than that, but it's just kind of cool to see like a piece of your childhood in real life,
Mhm.
kind of what you see portrayed on as a cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, they also have an interchangeable Andy for his foot.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. So they
That's
can have
great.
like the Andy written on it. Yeah. I forgot about that until just now. Yeah. That was pretty cool
Also,
when I saw that.
to kind of replace the Blade that was supposed to come out in November of next year, it's been replaced with Predator Badlands. So this is a Predator movie, our next Predator movie that will be coming out. Which, when it comes to Predator and Aliens, I prefer Predator over Alien. I have always wanted to cosplay Predator, and one day I will have a great Predator outfit. But man, I love Predator. I'm so glad that they did this, especially after just seeing how well Alien did, and it's exciting. I would love to see another Predator versus Alien, which are kind of teasing around the idea, but nothing's
Yeah,
been confirmed.
they are.
But New York Comic Con, it was announced that there's actually going to be a animated Predator series, maybe, or movie, I can't remember, that's tied into Badlands that will come out in 2025 before the movie comes out. So
Oh,
yeah,
They better do that shit
Okay.
right.
right.
they've been talking about a Prey sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like all of you like Predator fans, Prey was like the original
Right.
or like the first one or whatever. So they've been talking about doing a sequel for that, but now they're coming out with this and they kind of like put that on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
So that still doesn't have any more news to tie into it yet.
Prey was really good too. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I did. I enjoyed Prey, and I'm not a huge Predator fan, but I did watch the first Predator, maybe the second one. But there's a really cool drinking game that goes along with Predator.
Oh shit.
What is it?
No, I would have to like look it up and send it.
Gotcha.
So I'll send it in the chat later, and then we
Okay.
can like post it on the Fundamentals Facebook page. But
Yeah, we should.
People drunk.
there's a couple of Predator drinking game movies, and it's quite yeah. I got pretty twisted off of that. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah. So
Alright.
the last thing we're going to talk about for the Educated Wish Entertainment is something that I kind of fell upon because I was looking for the gaming news because you guys know I love to do my gaming news. There really hasn't been anything out this week. So what I did find out is that Apple TV is going to be making a Oregon Trails movie. and it's supposed to be like an action comedy type movie with like Barbie style musical numbers in it.
Oh
Really?
God.
Yes. So I saw that and I was like, oh my God, I got to talk about that. There isn't a release date yet
You know who should
because they
make this?
literally, who?
Greta Gerwig.
Seth MacFarlane. If you ever watched A Million Ways to Die in the West, I think he would be the perfect one to do a music number like that, and it would be hilarious. Because they had music numbers in A
Yeah.
Million Ways to Die in the West, and it was so funny. Have both y'all seen that?
I have.
Okay. Oh, Tay.
No.
That would be a good idea. That would be a good
It
idea.
has a stat cast: Liam Neeson, Charlize Theron, like a whole bunch of people in it, and it is funny, so freaking funny. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
you have to watch it.
Either
I
him or
will.
Greta Gerwig will work.
Yeah. So who's that? I'm not familiar.
She did the actual Barbie movie with Ryan Gosling and
Oh,
Margot
okay.
Robbie. Yeah.
So
Okay,
unpopular
okay.
opinion, I got excited for the Barbie movie, and I actually walked out of it not caring for it. I really did, and it's not even for the reasons a lot of the people on the internet don't like. It's like nothing to do with those reasons, but like it just didn't do it for me. Like I found it hard to watch.
So unpopular girl over here. There are not a lot of us. I still have yet to see Barbie.
Gotcha.
What?
I was an Oppenheimer fan and I still watch it to this day.
Hmm.
I will just put it on in the background. The music, the visuals,
Yes.
Yeah.
beautiful movie. So
Mhm.
how am I going to go from that to Barbie?
Yeah.
You leave Oppenheimer
You
alone
know,
for like a month and then just jump right into Barbie. That's what I did. I absolutely love Barbie.
okay, okay. I'll give it a shot just for you, Deontay. Just for you.
I'm curious to hear your opinion on it now because you got like we got two people on each side of the fence right here. So
Yeah,
Okay.
Barbie. It was it wasn't like the greatest thing that happened, but it's one of those movies where you just got to go to get a message out of it. Like it had more substance than it had anything else.
Yeah.
Story was flawed. The comedy comes and goes depending on what your taste is, but it had a message in it.
yeah, and
And
that's it. I agree. So like that's the thing. Like, and it's not that it's a bad message. It like I don't go to a movie. I don't go to watch a movie to get a hidden message, like a message out of a story. Like I want to see good acting. I want good comedy if there's comedy in it, or I want a good portrayal of I feel like they didn't put a whole bunch of, I don't know. I feel like the main thing was to get this message in, but let's like screw all other aspects of the movie because like I wasn't entertained. I didn't laugh my butt off. I mean, this ain't a serious movie as well. So like I I don't know. Too many aspects didn't hit for me for it to be worth just the message for me.
yeah, there were some
Hmm.
messy situations that kind of like derailed the story a little bit.
Hmm.
I think what my staying factor is just the fact that they had like a all-star cast. Everybody was just like in full satire mode, and they kind of just went to town on a lot of social commentary, and I appreciated that as far as the movie
Sure.
goes.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, Deontay, you ready to tell us about latest con?
Let's get some con spotlight going. Let's go. So 33 days from now will be Fan Expo San Francisco 2024. The dates are as follows: Friday, November 29th to Sunday, December 1st. This will be held at the Moscone Center West of 800 Howard Street, San Francisco, California. You can get your tickets at fanexpohq.com/fanexpo San Francisco. Ticket prices of the 3 day is going to be an advanced price and a regular price. All the advanced pricing will end November 14th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific. So if you want a cheaper deal, now's your chance to get it. So the advanced price is $109 for 3 days, and then the regular price will be $130. So
Wow.
Right.
you want to save some bread, stay ahead.
I love that. New
I do
quote
too.
achieved.
I love this.
You want to save some bread, stay ahead, man.
I have forever using that in my life now.
I need to put this like on like a board and like
Yeah.
Put it on my
I
wall
actually have
somewhere.
a expo calendar in my kitchen with a couple of like success life sayings I like to go by. I'm adding
Ooh.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Good.
That's a dub. That's a fucking dub. I'm
Oh
not
man.
sure what the ultimate situation is, but there's a package called Ultimate. The advanced price for that is 140, and the regular is 160. So,
It probably has some like VIP experiences, like you front of the lines or something like that.
You probably get some more swag too, I bet, stuff.
yeah, that's
Oh,
probably
or
what.
like at panels, you can go in earlier.
That's true. Like guaranteed primary seating.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yep.
they had like the drop down for it too. I just like beamed past it to the next one. And then
He's saving that bread.
right, he saved that
Staying ahead.
bread. He says, and the last one is VIP, which is advance only, no regular pricing. Oh, by the way, that's sold out. But if it wasn't sold out, it'd be $365. So you want the
Lord Jesus.
If you trying to sling that bread, that's the option.
Bust your head.
I'm laughing so much.
All
I don't know.
right.
Anyway.
Right here rapping and shit bars. It said for the singlets now, Friday general admission in advance will be $35. They didn't really have like the regular listing for that, so please before November 14th, if you want to attend this event, get that shit while it's cheap. Saturday the advanced price is $62, and Sunday is 51. So
Damn.
you want to see like the family prices or what specials they got for the kids, go straight to the website. It's a lot of information on there and not enough for us to just go over in this podcast, but
Yeah.
get those tickets, please. Then last but not least, we have 8 special guests. There's 8 primary guests, and then there's like a smorgasbord of celebrities coming. They got anime people,
Not a
actors,
smorgasbord.
smorgasbord.
Bark, bark. Sorry.
we're going in. We're going in right now. We're going in. The first guest is from the Star Wars prequel trilogy. That's Hayden Christensen himself. Anakin Skywalker, ladies and gentlemen, will be in attendance. We also have Joseph Quinn, who is Eddie Munson in Stranger Things, the most recent season, and he is our Johnny Storm for the MCU. So
Hell
flame
yeah.
on. We have Andy Serkis is going to be in attendance. Gollum from Lord of the Rings, Ulysses Claw, and Noel
And now Noel.
from the King in Black himself, ladies and gentlemen. God, man. Bruce Campbell from the Evil Dead franchise. So hooray for that. Hopefully, maybe a surprise from Sam Raimi, but don't count on it. Number 5 will be Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, Daredevil himself, and a current MCU Matt Murdock too, which is perfect.
Hell yeah.
Grant Gustin, who is Barry Allen from DC's the CW verse of the Flash series.
I think that picture of him right there is like him actually trying to get a role in 50 Shades of Grey or something.
Man,
I've never seen Barry Allen look like that.
It is peak sex appeal. Like, what are you doing, Grant? God damn it.
He's out for that the People's Choice Award of Sexiest Man Alive. That's what it is.
Right. That's right.
Ooh, he went from Barry Allen to straight daddy. Oh.
Look out, Pedro Pascal.
No, watch out. He's coming for you, man.
Oh.
Number 7 is Danny Trejo from the Machete movie.
Oh.
Everybody's fan cast for Lobo. That's wishful thinking. Maybe James will listen to us, and if not him, maybe Jason Momoa. So if you love Danny Trejo, that's your guy. You can meet him in San Francisco. Oh yeah.
It's on my list of places to visit is one of his taco joints in California.
That's bucket list for sure.
Trejo's Tacos.
Well, when we go to Disneyland to go to the Star Wars,
Right.
exhibit, we'll just go and get some tacos after.
That's right.
Ooh, that's a deal. That's a deal. And then last
We'll
but not
document our whole journey. Sorry.
yeah.
I'm getting too excited. Keep going.
And then
I'm
our
all over here
last,
salivating, hungry.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And then our final primary guest, at least, is Priscilla Presley.
All right.
Most known for her role in Naked Gun, a series I have not watched, and 2 other shows that she's been a part of. And all I'm aware of is Priscilla Presley is related to Elvis Presley. I believe that's his
That's
daughter.
his daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick Cage's ex-wife.
And we all know about Nick Cage.
Yeah, we do.
How have you not seen Naked Gun? That is like so up your alley for comedy.
I wish.
Like,
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
get on that. No,
Oh,
I know.
oh.
Get on that. Like,
Yeah.
you show them. You have a laundry list of things you need to watch,
Well,
as do I.
We're going
But
to finish out the Lord of the Rings, and then we'll put Naked Gun after that.
Right?
that I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this.
Oh man, good lord. Some extra add-ins I could throw in. Vincent D'Onofrio will be there in pair with Charlie Cox, so get to see Kingpin in person.
Hell yeah.
You get to see the whole cast of the Flash series. Well, at least the major characters. So Tom Cavanaugh, Danielle Panabaker, I believe Carlos Valdez, who plays Cisco Ramon.
Fun fact:
Mm.
yesterday was Tom Cavanaugh's birthday.
Hey, he's our Reverse Flash in the CW. So we get to meet those guys. I believe there's one more person I'm forgetting. Oh, Candace Patton, who's Iris West in this.
Yeah.
So she'll be in attendance. So it's smorgasbord, a straight up smorgasbord. And there's one more.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Oh.
There's one more person I'm forgetting, and I feel like if I don't say his name, I'm doing everybody a huge injustice. Who is it? Oh, fuck. The High School Musical. Corbin Blue and his buddy Jacob Bagriel.
Huh.
I apologize for getting that name wrong. I had the tab open too and everything. Okay, there it is right here. So Jacob or Lucas, I keep calling him Jacob. Lucas Grabeel. Lucas Grabeel is going to be in attendance.
Okay. Does he play Sharpay's brother in High School Musical? Is that who that is? Or
I think that is him.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm so forgetful. So I mentioned the entire Flash cast that's going to be in attendance, and I forgot John Wesley Shipp. So the OG Barry Allen is going to be there. So
Okay.
get your tickets before November 14th and take your ass to San Francisco.
Yeah, it sounds like that'd be a great fun con for real.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And that concludes this week's con spotlight.
Cool. You want to do a shout out? What SNN's got coming down the road?
Oh yeah, so this coming up week, it will be the final stream of Warzone Wednesdays. We will be saying bye-bye to this for good as we adopt Black Ops 6 that just released last week. So
yeah,
our channel's going to be streaming a lot of zombie content. I'm going to be getting eaten alive in every stream, but it's good entertainment. I'm going to step my game up and get good. I'm gonna get good eventually.
And you've never listened, if you've never listened to Deontay play, it's so fun to play with him because of how vocal he is and the stuff that just randomly comes out of his mouth. Like it's fun to watch, but you'll laugh so hard. Like it's great. It's so fun.
You'll never see another streamer like this shit. Tune in.
Anything else?
Oh, and me and Will be doing a full spoiler Venom 3 review either next Saturday or the Saturday after that. With Jacob's Film Perspectives will be going live from Cape Con, and supposedly his topics are his top 5 movies of 2024. So if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll see Jacob when he's live, and that will be next Saturday at 4 p.m. Central. So
cool. Sounds good. Look forward to.
All right, Blake. What does Fundamentals have coming up? Like, I know you kind of said at the beginning of the episode we had a celebrity interview.
Yeah, so us three had a celebrity interview with anime actor Morgan Berry. Also, she's a lot of voices in games. So, if you're a big gamer, you've probably heard her voice in gaming as well. And she's
Hmm.
a singer. And we kind of just talk about her career and different things in acting and singing. And yeah, it was real fun. So we will release that episode Tuesday evening.
Let's
Yeah.
And
go.
we'll go ahead. We'll announce it on our socials this evening. We'll make a post about it. But if you're watching, also, yeah, that's when we'll release it. So
Such like an overall like great person just to talk
yeah,
to. She's just so positive.
it
It
was
was
fun.
amazing
It was fun.
like talking to
I
her.
love her
But yeah,
energy.
yeah,
Yeah,
We could totally
yeah.
be
I literally
friends.
like when we got done,
yeah,
and I was like, I want to be like her when I grow up.
yeah.
Not
For
that
real.
I'm not like an adult already, but like I'm like that's who I want to be when I grow up. It probably won't happen because I'm not bubbly like that, but I
Yeah.
love that for her.
It's
Super
wild
unique
too,
voice and
like how
everything.
many voices she's done. She
Oh
has
my God, yeah,
over 200 voice credits in
So
acting.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's total best friend energy. So I'm already calling her bestie, and
But all
hopefully we'll
right.
see her again at a whatever future con we run into her at.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But that wraps
Yeah.
us up this week for Fundamentals. We'll see everybody later.
Peace.